Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I'm going to be talking about Fire Touch by Patricia Briggs, and this is book 9 in the Mercy Thompson series. So, where to begin? I really don't feel like there's too much I can say. Other than this is a good addition, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing more characters that I've very quickly grown fond of. I, once again, liked seeing more of the Fae and stuff involving them, because honestly, as much as I love me my vampires, my werewolves, and what have you, the Fae have always interested me. There's just so many different types of Fae and different variations of like stories about certain ones, and it's like, I find it interesting. I love Patricia Briggs' like take on them, so I like seeing more about them. And unfortunately, I don't feel like there's too much more I can say without risking spoilers. So if you have not gotten this far in the series yet, I highly suggest you click away now and come back after you catch up. So I am so glad that we got to see Z and Tad again and to see them safe, and also like seeing Z and his more vengeful side. I do not envy any of the enemies that he is going to be going after. Any of the Fae that hurt him and his son. Don't envy them. Oh my goodness, I would hate to be in their shoes. I enjoyed the fact that we did manage to see a reasonably peaceful solution treaty between humans and the Fae. I am greatly curious as to what the after effects of Mercy declaring the Tri-Cities their territory and offering more or less their protection to anyone who needs it. We already saw some minor changes, like between the dynamics between them and the vampires and the duties that they're gonna have, and I am very curious to see how future events are gonna change things. And I did feel bad for Mercy when Bran pretty much caught her and the pack off from everyone else. Like, she is being abandoned pretty much twice by Bran, even though it is explained he has a reason for doing what he's doing. And she accepts that. But my heart still went out to her in the moment, because that's not something easy to take. This poor woman who has dealt with quite a bit of abandonment in one form or another, just my heart went out to her. It was nice seeing things come to a close, more or less, with the Fae, and I'm interested to see how things go from them and this treaty that they made with the werewolves. Especially how humans are going to react to it. Because now that humanity knows exactly the kind of monsters the Fae have hidden about, they aren't going to forget. And I can imagine this is going to cause fear to rise in many people, even with, like, the werewolves being on their side. I do also like how Adam finally spoke up and is just, like, not gonna tolerate anyone bad-mouthing Mercy anymore. I mean, kudos to him for waiting this long to go that extreme, to try and have Mercy figure it out on her own, to try to give her that independence, to try to give his pack the chance to be adults about this. But I am glad that drama between her and the rest of the pack should hopefully be settled, if not mostly settled. And I swear, I am loving Honey more and more with each book. Just, I love Honey. So, Aiden, I felt so bad for this kid. I know he's not really a kid, but I can't help but refer to him as a kid because I just have this mental image of him being so young. Just this poor kid going through unimaginable horrors and still staying sane. And I am so glad that he has a reasonably happy ending. And just, I am curious to see how he kind of finds his place in the human world, especially after being in the fairy world for so long. Like, that's gonna be a huge adjustment. And oh, I am looking so forward to it. And I am also very, very curious about Sherwood, I remember seeing his name like in, if not the previous book, a book before, but I am curious as to who he is. Like what Z was saying, he has seen him fight before, so he is an old wolf. Z ain't no spring chicken. Z isn't some young fae. He has been around a while. He has seen Sherwood fights, so I'm like, who is Sherwood? I really hope we find out soon, because I am dying of curiosity. I am also wondering if Z is right and that Bran does know who he is, and if so, why he hasn't told him. That just seems like a really weird thing to do. This wolf shows up, doesn't remember anything, doesn't even remember his own name. I can only imagine the type of fear he must have felt just being a blank slate. And especially after coming out of being pretty much tortured by witches. So he has had a pretty traumatic experience on top of not remembering anything. So it's like, you can't give the poor guy his name, but also in that same vein, is there a reason Bran never told him? Is there a reason why Bran is keeping him in the dark? Like, was he a monstrous wolf and he is trying to give him the chance to start over? A chance to not have some dark history trail after him? Or maybe was he like in a really low place at one point and Bran is trying to give him a chance to start over? I'm just dying to know. Also, pretty random, but it made me so sad that the walking stick died. The walking stick is no more. We have had this walking stick trailing after Mercy for several books, for most of the series at this point, and now it's gone and dead. I had grown so used to that thing just appearing out of nowhere in Mercy's time of need, and now for it to be gone is actually really sad and depressing. So, rest in peace, walking stick. And yeah, I feel like I had more I was gonna say, but I can't for the life of me remember, so I'm gonna stop myself here. So for anyone still watching, what do you think? Did you enjoy this addition to the series? What were some parts that you liked or didn't like? Are there parts that I didn't talk about that you want to talk about? Let me know, let's get a discussion going. And yeah, that is it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time.